Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Toaru Majutsu no Index 3, Episode 15. I actually thought this one was really good and I liked this one a lot. I talked a lot in the last review about how there's this problem we've had all season, and a lot of people that I've seen dropping the show or that don't really like what's going on have cited this as their biggest reason, is the pacing. A lot of things are rushed. And the thing is, I think it's bad when you watch an episode and you feel like things aren't developed, you feel like things are missing out. There have been a few episodes like that. Last episode was like that, even though I did like the episode. The episode with the Hamazura and Mugino fight paired with the Accelerator and Kakine fight was like that, where it just felt super rushed, things were left out. But there have been a few episodes as well that are on the other end of the spectrum that feel fine. I'm sure, because of what I've seen earlier in the season, that things were rushed here or things were left out here, but you couldn't really tell it. If I didn't know that from the rest of the season before this, I wouldn't have really been able to tell. This episode went at a fast pace, but I didn't feel like I really missed out on anything. And I think a lot of the episodes kind of near the beginning of when Aqua of the Back was showing up in Academy City, I feel like some of those episodes were like that, where it didn't really feel like things were too rushed or skipped. This episode felt fine. It felt like a normal episode. And I think another thing that helped the episode was I love the magic side storylines, and I love Toma, but Accelerator playing the anti-hero kind of makes for some of the more exciting stories in Index. I feel like when I think back to a lot of the arcs and a lot of the moments that make me the most excited about the series, the lead for those arcs or moments has either been Accelerator or has been Misaka, and it's been more focused on the science side of things. That's just some personal feelings, but Anti-Hero Accelerator is just one of the more exciting angles that the series takes. And it was that way in Index 2 as well. We start off with that Anti-Hero Accelerator doing anti-hero stuff, calling himself a villain and all that. We had a set of really funny scenes after that, including Last Order's report to him, and she was talking like it's just this official report, but it's just what she's eaten and what she's going to eat. So it was adorable. It was so funny. We have some more scenes with him where he's like talking about her not needing to concern herself and stuff, and all of that was really, really funny. And then after him, we start cutting to the other members of group. First with Tsuchimikado with Maika, and I love Maika. For some reason, she has just been one of the cutest characters to me. I think she's adorable. I think she's funny. So I've always really liked the few scenes that Maika gets. Then we have Musajime in a really cute scene. I didn't know she knew Tsukuyomi. I believe that's her name. I hope I'm not getting it wrong. Because there's Yomikawa and then there's Tsukuyomi, and they're the teachers. But I could tell it was her voice over the phone. But it was adorable. She was going to teach her how to cook and stuff, and I didn't even know they knew each other. It was so cute. But Musajime kind of calls out on that because they get a mission. The APC pulls up or whatever. Then we see Xochitl and Netzali talking again. They name drop Tochitli, which I don't think we've seen them yet in the series. Or were they the one that died? I think somebody died. That might have been the one that died. But Tochitli might be, again, another person who's important in the future of the series, whether they're dead or not. And I love the jokes they made where it was basically Musajime pushing it like, am I the only one in group that isn't a Lolicon? And everybody's like talking like Lolicon's completely normal, and Accelerator's like, well, I mean, you're clearly a Shotokan. And everybody else is like, yeah, I see that. You totally fit the bill. So all of that was really good and funny. But when they find out what their mission is, they need to kill this terrorist organization known as Spark Signal, who is They're taking hostages, and their goal is to get information on Dragon, but we don't learn that until a little bit later, so I'll get to that a little bit later. We then jump to the item survivors. We get to see Taketsubo and Kinohara and Hamazura, and I like their characters too. Kinohara in particular is great. I've always thought she was really funny and entertaining. And I think that the fan service they did with her here was actually really good. Where I complained, I didn't really complain, I was just like, it was a little off seeing the maid costume fan service with Kanzaki and Tsuchimikado, and I said it was kind of creepy and off-putting, and it was kind of like the creepy off-putting fan service you might see like 10-20 years ago in anime, but you don't see quite as often anymore. But this felt like really, really natural and more about the comedy, and it didn't feel creepy at all. It felt like they were just friends, and it was kind of like a joking thing between friends. So yeah, I think that it really set up the dynamic between the two of them well, to where I just like Kinohara and Hamazura. They're really funny characters playing off each other as friends. So I like that. We then cut to the hostages that Accelerator saves, and they linger on this kid a lot in the scene, so I feel like the kid might be important later in the series. Maybe he was related to somebody important in Academy City. I have no idea, but it kind of felt kind of odd how much they lingered on that kid. But that's when they find out that the terrorists wanted information on Dragon, and that's why they were holding the hostages. But Group also wants information on Dragon, so they basically just got hired to kill their own lead. We then see Stephanie Gorgeous Palace for the first time, I think, and she's hired to kill Accelerator by some guy. But the guy also would like for Item to die too. It would just be a nice bonus. But she then kills the guy. She's like, no thanks. And she says that she wants to get revenge for... I can't even read what the guy's name was in my notes, but like, what does that say? Sunazara? Or Suazara? I don't even remember the guy. I think he was either the sniper for school, or he was one of the members of one of those random background groups that it was rushed, so we barely really got to know it all. But she wants revenge for him, but also she wants revenge against Academy City in general, not just the people that harmed him. We then learn sort of about, well, I'll set the scene a bit. So we see in the APC where Group is, they're getting a message from a guy in a mask, and he's going by Shiokishi, and he's a member of the board of Academy City. He contacts Group to tell them that there are 20 members of Spark Signal left, so he's kind of acting as a boss or liaison for them, it would seem. So, again, maybe somebody that'll be important in the future. Kinohara then shows up with Hamazura and says that she was kind of put in a group with the rest of the surviving members from Block Member in School, so she was like, no thanks, and just quit. So basically now she has to go and take out Spark Signal and do the job before they drag her back and force her to be in that team again. Accelerator then saves a pregnant woman, which was really, really cool. I like that scene. And then the heart measure girl she was part of school, I believe. She calls Hamazura to give details about where the terrorists are, and it is presumably Taketsubo's room, both because of his reaction and because I'm pretty sure that's who we saw in the shadowy doorway there. So, yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I liked it. I thought there was tons of content. I thought it didn't feel rushed this time around. And yeah, generally, too, I really like the science side characters and the factions and stuff, the storylines that are told with them, so kind of biased towards that as well, but it was just well told. It didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel like I was missing things to understand, because there were some things last week where it was like, okay, this would be a lot easier to understand what was going on if it weren't all over the place. Same with, I think it was the episode before last, with the subway stuff going on with Villian and everything. That was confusing as hell. But either way, I'd give it 8.75 Spark Signals out of 10. I hope you enjoyed the video. So, like if you did like the video. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of my thoughts on the episode, what you thought of the episode yourself. Subscribe for more. Toaru Majutsu no Index 3, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or I can talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us there, then just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.